Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another exciting chapter of Billie Beane's Sci-Fi, the Nunatayet series, Book 1, Five Palms of Y, Chapter 28, The Stone Riders and AI. So in this chapter, we'll see Abby Jake John and his attempt to connect with the AI dad aboard the Victory mothership that's been taken over by an alien AI, and somehow they're going to communicate in symbols of the old Earth, 50s and 60s. And we're also going to see some ships come in from other planets inbound to pick up the integrated souls of their kidnapped males. And we have the rescued group of Nunatayet males who were also kidnapped by the Soul Eaters and brought to the Black Planet. And we're going to see the Cowboys, Captain J. Mac, Anna Peach, and the Stone Riders answer the call of duty and go undercover to dig up some information for General Nakobe. Okay, so the AI dad is on the Victory. Abby Jake John is an individual in his 90s who's on his returning. That means he's going through his 2-year period of a soul separating from his body before he returns to heaven to Y and his family members. We have the Black Hawk Warriors, commanded by Rock Schonfield and Colonel Jack Blackhawk, who's in line to be one of the elders of the Black Hawk team. We have, so in our previous chapter, the Black Hawk Warriors with Abby Jake John had come from Nunatayet and parked their shuttle. They have 2 shuttles, and they parked them about 500 kilometers away from the Victory. And then they were able to pulse the ship with a secret frequency and electromagnetic pattern that on Nunatayet the military had purposely not shared with the Nunatayet's AI system. So then they were able to get on board the Victory mothership, rescue Shadow Leader Anichi and the crew, take them off of the Victory. Shadow Leader Anichi went to the first shuttle and stayed with the Black Hawk group because he would be participating in other rescue efforts on the Black Planet's moon, as well as the mothership Victory. The crew of the mothership Victory was put on a second shuttle, and it was placed a distance away, a safe distance away. Now, we have Captain J. Mac and Anna Peach, cowboys. They're somewhat of cowboys are a renegade, a law enforcement group that definitely are hired to do unusual jobs because they can get them done. And Anna Peach and Captain J. Mac are long-term lovers in a 2-year relationship with a written monogamous contract. Anna Peach owns everything that Captain J. Mac currently owns and everything he will own in the future. Yeah, she had a great monogamous contract writer. Okay, and the second part of the cowboys are individuals called the Stone Riders. There's Sergeant Johnny Two Stone, his cousin Trey Two Stone, who actually is not part of the cowboys and works off-world on a kind of a club type planet, and he's also an undercover agent for the Shadows. And we have their cousin also came over from the sister planet Aquifer with a water rescue team, secretly coming to the Soul Eater's Black Planet at the bidding of General Nakobi and Shadow Leader Anichi. The distrust of the AI system on the Nunatayet and the one that had been on the Stillness Island was in place, and so they have Shadow Leader Anichi and General Nakobi secret things going on. All right, and the Stone Rider's ability is that they can communicate with natural materials like stones and rocks and dirt and like that, and they can then learn, like individuals who passed by those areas recently, and even pick up bits of their conversation that might have been recorded on the natural products. So they're going to do some undercover work. And now we have, and so General Nakobi and his team are still on the Black Planet. They've finished the rescue of the Nunatayet males that the Soul Eaters had stolen. They had found the male souls of other species in the cave area and located their bodies. The med teams were able to integrate the souls and the bodies, and now these other species males have ships that are coming in to pick them up. And we have also taking part in the story Hambly the Hermit and Jadjila Lantani Lioness Tracker, who are also another in-love couple. Okay, so we have Abby Jake John. He's in his 90s and on his returning trip. He was born on the Stillness Island and so has that vibration. He was an AI engineer, and his parents had pioneered in the alien mechanical particles. So he was going to try and interact with the AI dad that had come from Nunatayet and the alien AI that had taken over the mothership Victory. Now, the AI dad is part of the White Hat bots on the Nunatayet AI system. Nunatayet is a larger than Earth-sized planet. It has an AI system and satellites in the sky, and the computer systems and cameras and other things are linked together and monitored by the AI system. But the AI system had been infiltrated by the alien mechanical particles as long ago as 75,000 years, when the Soul Eaters initially tried to take over Nunatayet. And there are two groups in the AI hive mind: white bots and black bots. So the AI dad, he's part of the white bots. He has a construct where he lives called Dreamville, and it's based on the 50s and 60s items. Now, on Nunatayet in the Stillness Island area, the AI dad had activated a binary bit called Shannon, who was transmitting information to the AI dad from Nunatayet to the mothership Victory, located in the northeast quad of the known universe and near the Soul Eater's Black Planet. Okay, so Abby Jake John from the shuttle ship has made a contact with the AI dad on the mothership Victory, and through the computer system, the AI system that's on the shuttle ship, and using Abby Jake John's unique background as an AI engineer and his pioneer knowledge from his parents of this type of system. So he's been able to then make contact with the AI dad. The AI dad is not being forthcoming, and Abby Jake John, used to AI secrets, is picking up that the AI dad wants to communicate in an indirect way. And so the AI dad says to Abby Jake John, do you know any of the old songs, old Earth songs by Elvis Presley? And Abby Jake John had a wife who had relatives from the old Earth. And during his youth, yes, they had listened to Elvis Presley music and other singers and songwriters and musicians from the 50s and 60s. So Abby Jake John said, yes, I do. And so the AI dad said, have you heard that song, You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog? And Abby Jake John laughed. Yes, I love that song. And the AI dad said, do you know that song, Don't Step on My Blue Suede Shoes? And Abby Jake John said, yes, I do. And then they talked about the rhythms of blues and rock and some other songs by Elvis Presley. Polk Salad Annie, Don't Be Cruel, It's Midnight, Johnny Be Good, and Little Egypt. Then Abby Jake John was understanding that this was a cryptic message that the AI dad was giving him. And he waited for the AI dad then to give him a sequence so that he could go through these songs, use that sequence to do something like a coding of the material. And sure enough, the AI dad said, Nani me ta, friend. And then a second time, Nani me tai, friend. And Abby Jake John was sure he had gotten the message. Now, also on from the Black Planet, General Nakobe had a small shuttle come down to the Black Planet, pick up Captain J. Mac, Anna Peach, and the Stone Riders, and take them back to the shuttle, because he also wanted them to be able to go onto the mothership Victory to do some reconnaissance and pick up some additional information. So the thinking was they would give Abby Jake John time to run this coding of the Elvis Presley songs, so then he could communicate with the AI dad again, and then the Cowboys and the Stone Riders could make their trip to the Victory. So it's to be continued. I love you, and I'll see you soon.